This is Land of Havilah, Song of Songs 4. In the last chapter, Solomon arrived for the wedding. There's no mention of the actual ceremony. Now it's the wedding night. The chapter's 16 verses, the first 15 of which are the groom appreciating the bride during the night. We'll read his thoughts without interruption. Verse 1. Behold, you're beautiful, my love. Behold, you're beautiful. Your eyes are doves behind your veil. Your hair is as a flock of goats that descend from Mount Gilead. Your teeth are like a newly shorn flock which have come up from the washing, where every one of them has twins. None is bereaved among them. Your lips are like scarlet thread. Your mouth is lovely. Your temples are like a piece of pomegranate behind your veil. Your neck is like David's tower built for an armory, whereon 1,000 shields hang, all the shields of the mighty men. Your two breasts are like two fawns that are twins of a roe, which feed among the lilies. Until the day is cool and the shadows flee away, I'll go to the mountain of myrrh, to the hill of frankincense. You're beautiful, my love. There is no spot in you. Come with me from Lebanon, my bride, with me from Lebanon. Look from the top of Amana, from the top of Senir and Hermon, from the lions' dens, from the mountains of the leopards. You've ravished my heart, my sister, my bride. You've ravished my heart with one of your eyes, with one chain of your neck. How beautiful is your love, my sister, my bride. How much better is your love than wine, the fragrance of your perfumes than all kinds of spices. Your lips, my bride, drip like the honeycomb. Honey and milk are under your tongue. The smell of your garments is like the smell of Lebanon. A locked-up garden is my sister, my bride, a locked-up spring, a sealed fountain. Your shoots are an orchard of pomegranates with precious fruits, henna with spikenard plants, spikenard and saffron, calamus and cinnamon, with every kind of incense tree, myrrh and aloes, with all the best spices, a fountain of gardens, a well of living waters, flowing streams from Lebanon. Comment in verse 1, her hair is like a flock of goats descending from Mount Gilead. He's appreciating the way it falls from her head. In verse 2, her teeth are like a flock coming up from the washing, everyone with twins, none bereaved, which means her teeth are white and none are missing. In verse 4, her neck's like David's tower, with room for hanging 1,000 shields, which means her neck is long and well-defined. In verse 6, until the day is cool, is more literally when the day breathes, and until the shadows flee away, which means until it's light and the morning breeze is coming through the window. He'll go to the mountain of myrrh, the hill of frankincense. Myrrh and frankincense are sensory pleasures. They'll have sensory pleasure until the morning is well established and the breezes start blowing. In verse 8, come with me from Lebanon, look from the top of Amana, from the top of Senir and Hermon, from the lions' dens, from the mountains of the leopards. These are all beautiful, grand, and exotic places with sights and vistas which would rarely be seen or experienced. It'll be a night like that. Then Lebanon, again in verse 11, quote, the smell of your garments is like the smell of Lebanon, end quote. Lebanon was synonymous with massive forests of cedar and fir trees, unlike anything that could be seen in Israel. The forests have all been cut down now and don't regenerate because it takes many hundreds of years for those to grow. A native of Lebanon told your narrator that there's nothing left of those forests except a small preserve of maybe a dozen trees, guarded by soldiers with machine guns. But the point was that her garments have a pleasant fragrance like a forest. In verse 12, she's a locked-up garden, locked-up spring, and locked-up fountain. He appreciates her virginity. Then verses 13 to 15 mention all sorts of things such as fruits, spices, plants, fragrances, gardens, and flowing water that are the epitome of sensual experience. So all that was running through his head, and she's thinking, verse 16, awake, north wind, and come, you south, blow on my garden, that its spices may flow out. Let my beloved come into his garden and taste his precious fruits. Comment, she's completely in tune with him. In this being an allegory of God and us, there awaits for us a glorious experience in union with God. We're virgins to it. We haven't experienced the fullness of it yet. God is looking forward to it also. Song of Songs 5 is next.